In this glucose cell model simulation, we can see that we have several major components. This whole simulation interacts and deals with glucose and insulin as they move through the human system. Now we can see we have several components. We have the bloodstream here, we have the insulin receptor here, the GLUT4 here, which activates and opens the cell. We have the cell here, the pancreas here, the insulin here, and we have the glucose here. So now we can see that glucose enters the human system, most likely during a meal, and the glucose is activated. The insulin moves down, opening the insulin receptor, and the cell is open, allowing the glucose to enter the cell. In this case, we can see we have the type 1 diabetic. Like before, the glucose enters the system like so. However, in the case of a type 1 diabetic, no insulin is produced. So we can see the glucose moving through the bloodstream, and it cannot enter the cell because the insulin has not been produced and the GLUT4 has not been triggered. Now in this final case, we have the type 2 diabetic. We can see, like before, the glucose enters the system and is opened, and it triggers the pancreas to produce insulin. However, when the glucose travels down, the insulin does not open the cell. This is because the insulin receptor has been quote-unquote worn out from overuse due to lifestyle habits.